Hi, good evening. So, I wanted to talk today about something that seems to have gotten at least part of the occult community in a bit of an uproar, and that is eBay deciding to ban the sale of occult and metaphysical services. Some think this is just a taste of them trying to ban the sale of anything to have to do with the occult altogether. Now, what has been banned is just basically the services, so that you can't sell laying tarot cards for someone, and you can't sell doing spells for others, and so on and so forth. And I don't necessarily think that means anything other than eBay trying to avoid what can be a legal hassle. In eBay's letter where they explain this, they say that the reason I've done it is to avoid a legal nightmare. Basically, if Jane sells a spell to make you 10 to John, and John doesn't get 10, what do you do then? Because eBay have all those buyer protection programs and so on. But how will you resolve that? I mean, it's a bit of a nightmare, because are you going to say that the service hasn't been delivered? Or are you going to say that it's John's own fault because he has some sort of cosmic complication which meant the spell didn't work? The problem is that when you sell services which isn't acknowledged as real by mainstream society, then you have a bit of a problem when it comes to anything that has to do with legality of it. And what if somebody sold a curse and the person actually died? Then you could easily have somebody trying to sue eBay. So I get that point of it, and I can understand how a business owner would think. I also think that the sale of metaphysical services on eBay has been a haven for a lot of people that are scammers. Now, this isn't by all means everybody. There's a lot of people who are good, honest practitioners who earn a little extra on the side or earn a modest living by selling divination services, making spells, and so on and so forth through eBay. But there are other revenues where they can sell their services. But eBay haven't had much control in that department, so that there's been a lot of pay us $1,000 and we will get an ancient priest of the lost kingdom of whatever to bless you, and you will be immediately become famous, beautiful, and rich. Yeah, and we as a community really should try to avoid all of that sort of scams, because there are those that say that anyone who sells any occult service are scammers. Therefore we should try to keep our house very clean. And a third reason, which can be a sensible one when it comes to what eBay have done, is that it will be easier to search for metaphysical objects. For example, I collect tarot cards, and sometimes I like to go on eBay and just see what I can find. But if I type in tarot, I get 10 million "Let Madame Serena tell you fortunes." And yeah, and if that's cleared up then that would be good. Now, when that is said, there are a few things with this new policy that does bother me. For example, it will no longer be legal to sell potions, but it is legal to sell holy water. How is it that blessed water from one religion, that's okay, but a liquid which can be water or can be a fusion of herbs or anything, basically another liquid from another religion or spiritual practice, is not? That to me seems quite unfair, and really that is the only hint that I have that there might be some sort of conservative idea behind this. Now, yes, eBay have some partners which are very conservative, and I do understand the concern, especially since up until recently, they've changed it now, but up until recently other sales revenues, like for example Google's Pay service, have not accepted the sale of occult items. But anyway, back to the holy water. Now, I'm gonna choose to be on the positive side and say that I think that the reason I have done it like this is because so many people know what holy water is. So many people use it. It is a known item that are part of billions of people's religion. While a potion, that sounds a bit more out there. So I think that it is ignorance, and that they are less likely to have somebody coming with a bottle of holy water and say, it didn't work, I want my money back, and then they'll have that re-mentioned legal nightmare, than someone doing the same with a potion. I don't know, so I can't comment on whatever or not holy water, pagan holy water, is legal to sell. The wording is holy water, so I would think that that is legal. If they refuse people to sell pagan holy water, as potion and holy water isn't exactly the same, but pagan holy water and Christian holy water should be the same type of product. If they refuse people to sell pagan holy water, then that is clearly religious discrimination, and if I'm not completely mistaken on American law, you can sue for that. But as it is, no, I don't think it's right to say that you can't sell potions if you can't sell holy water. But I'm not outraged by it. But I would be if it wouldn't be allowed to sell pagan holy water, but you are allowed to sell Christian. Now, as for whatever or not this is going to lead to eBay banning the sale of occult items as a whole, I don't think so, because they earn money on it, and conservative or not, they're about making money. So yeah, and most occult items have a value in itself. This candle holder, though I use it for occult items, and a lot of people use these for rituals and meditation, it has a value in itself. It's a physical item. That's a lot different from me saying, you pay me $5, I do a blessing for you. That's something very different. So yeah, I do understand why people are nervous, especially since eBay owns, and if you hear that sound, that's helicopters that go across our roof constantly. You see, we have some oil rigs not that far there, yeah, and they go back and forth with personnel and supplies, and it's very annoying. But I guess the oil workers have to eat. Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I understand why people are nervous about it, because since eBay owns PayPal, if they suddenly decide to ban all sale of occult items, that will be a problem, because so many sites use PayPal, and it's often somewhat complicated to buy and sell goods with credit cards across various nations and so on. It will create a problem, especially for small business owners on, for example, Etsy, and that makes their living, and often a pretty meager living at that, from making and selling occult goods. As it is now, however, I don't directly support eBay's new policy, but I don't see anything really wrong with it. There are a lot of places where you can go and sell occult services, and I have seen no indication that it will stretch on to all sorts of occult goods. When that is said, eBay is an American company, and American politics have shifted a lot to the right, meaning that there are a lot of pressure from extremely conservative Christian groups. So could this become a problem in the future? Yes, it could. But I don't think there is any cause for alarm yet. Well, that's my opinion on eBay's new policy against selling occult services. I don't think they will prevent us from buying tarot cards and wands just yet, and hopefully they won't either. I would love to hear some of your opinions on it, so yeah. Have a great day, and blessed be.